Someone in your life has said this to you. Maybe it was your dad at dinner. Maybe it was a co-worker who just bought a place. Maybe it was an aunt who cornered you at a family gathering. You're just throwing your money away renting. And there's this moment, you probably remember it, where you didn't really have a comeback. You just kind of nodded. Because it sounds so obviously true that arguing with it feels embarrassing. Like disagreeing with gravity. But here's what nobody tells you. That line, renting is throwing money away, was written in a completely different world. A world where houses cost 3 times a single salary. Where one income built a family. Where people stayed in the same zip code for 40 years. That world is gone. And the advice didn't leave with it. So let's actually look at what buying a home costs. Not the monthly payment number your real estate agent shows you. The real number. When most people think about buying a home, they picture one thing, the mortgage payment. That's it. That's the whole cost in their head. But the mortgage is just the opening act. The house then charges you property taxes every year. It charges you for homeowners insurance. It charges you for maintenance. And if you've ever owned anything, you know maintenance is never nothing. The roof leaks. The water heater decides it's done. The air conditioning unit picks July to retire. Owning a home means becoming a landlord for yourself. And that landlord has bills. By the time you add it all up honestly, the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, the upkeep, most buyers are paying significantly more than they ever mentally accounted for. And they find this out not before the purchase. After it. Now here's the part that makes people genuinely uncomfortable. When your mortgage payment goes out every month, most people picture it going towards something they own, building toward their future. And yes, some of it does. But in the early years of a mortgage, the bank takes a lion's share of every payment in interest. If you ever looked at a mortgage amortization schedule, that spreadsheet that shows how each payment breaks down, the first page is almost entirely red. You're mostly paying the bank for the privilege of borrowing their money. The part that actually builds what you own, it's a sliver. It grows over time, but it takes years before it starts to feel real. Which means for a long stretch of those first years, you're paying money you'll never see again, just like a renter does. Now let's talk about the renter. Picture 2 friends. Same neighborhood, same kind of place, similar lives. One buys, one rents. The buyer has a mortgage and everything that comes with it. The renter has a monthly payment too, typically lower than the buyer's true all-in cost. And the smart renter takes that difference every month automatically and puts it somewhere it can grow. That's a comparison nobody makes. It's not rent versus mortgage. It's rent plus investing versus buy plus all the hidden costs. When you frame it that way, the story gets a lot more complicated than renting is throwing money away. And there's one more thing, the part that genuinely surprises people. Before you can buy a home, you need a down payment. In most markets, that's a significant chunk of money that's been saved up, set aside, worked toward. The moment you hand that over at closing, it stops working for you in any other way. It's locked in the house. It doesn't grow with the market. It doesn't compound. It just sits there, tied up in walls and a roof. That's the invisible cost of ownership that real estate agents never put in the brochure. Here's the thing. I'm not here to tell you not to buy a house. Buying can absolutely be the right call. If you're putting down roots somewhere for the long haul, 7, 10 years or more, if you want the stability and control that comes with ownership, if you find a home in a market where prices actually make sense relative to renting, the math can genuinely work in your favor. Home ownership has built real wealth for real families. That's true, but renting can be the right call too. If you're in a city where prices have gone completely detached from reality, if your life needs flexibility right now, career, relationship, geography, if buying would stretch you so thin that one bad month sends everything into crisis mode, renting and investing well is a completely legitimate path to long-term wealth. Nobody talks about it that way, but it is. The honest framework is simple. Before you make this decision, ask 3 questions. What is the true all-in cost of owning? Not just a mortgage, but everything on top. What is the real cost of renting? And what would I actually do with the difference? And how long do I realistically plan to stay? Those 3 questions will give you a clearer answer than any family member's dinner table advice ever could. The worst financial decision isn't renting. It isn't buying either. The worst financial decision is whichever one you made because you felt like you were supposed to, without ever asking whether it actually made sense for your specific life, in your specific market, at your specific moment. Stop letting a decades-old piece of advice make a decision that belongs to you. Look at the real picture. Then choose.